Fishing boats plow deep into the cold sea where cod live densely in the deep and cold water. Fishing activities begin at dawn when the sun is just barely above the horizon. Fishermen prepare fishing equipment, mainly bottom trawls and industrial hand lines. Bottom trawls are lowered in lengths of hundreds of meters designed to drag close to the seabed where cod often live. These fish prefer muddy or rocky bottoms where they can hide and hunt. The use of gill nets requires precise positioning skills and the ability to control the speed of the ship so that the net does not get stuck on the reef while still being able to collect fish effectively. Meanwhile, the industrial hand line method is deployed on large ships with hundreds or even thousands of hooks attached to a main line several kilometers long. This line is lowered deep into the water where cod gather and is pulled slowly to avoid damaging the fish meat. The baits are usually small fish such as herring or squid that have been marinated to increase the attractiveness of the process of pulling the line to the surface. Water is an important step that requires supporting machinery and a team of sailors working continuously in cold conditions. Sea water splashed onto the deck froze immediately the first cod appeared with a thick body. Oily skin and cold black eyes were quickly classified by size and then put into a cold storage compartment to ensure the quality of the fish meat. Some large ships are also equipped with a processing plant right on board to clean and cut the fish and freeze it immediately to help the fish stay fresh when returning to port. Besides these two main methods, some fishermen also apply bottom trawling but are often limited by regulations to protect the marine environment because this method can easily damage the seabed ecosystem, so they must apply for permission and operate in the prescribed sea area with strictly controlled time. Fishing for cod in the North Atlantic region such as Iceland, Greenland, Norway or Canada is not only a job but also a long-standing tradition that requires courage, skills and understanding of the marine environment. Climate change and pressure from conservation of aquatic resources make fishing. Today's snow has become much more complicated. Modern fishermen must use sonar to detect schools of fish as well as GPS monitoring equipment to ensure they do not violate restricted waters. Each trip to sea is a long journey facing cold storms and unforeseen dangers on the vast ocean. But in return, they bring back batches of fatty, nutritious cod that are popular in the world market. From traditional salted cod to high-end frozen fillets, cod is the main source of income for many coastal communities and is an indispensable part of the culinary culture of people in cold regions. The process of catching cod, although arduous and risky, continues every day as an endless cycle between people and the ocean where harsh nature forges the mettle of the sea people when the first batch of fish has been loaded onto the ship. The work does not stop but continues to the preservation and preliminary processing stage. With modern ships, the cod will be taken straight to the automatic washing system and then transferred to the sorting area. Here, workers on board use specialized knives to process the fish, remove the organs, cut the head if necessary and wash it again before putting it into the fast freezing line at a very low temperature. This helps the fish meat maintain its quality throughout the journey of thousands of nautical miles to the mainland. If the ship does not have on-site processing equipment, the fish will be put into containers with dense ice and cold salt water to reduce the body temperature of the fish to a safe level to avoid decomposition during transportation. At the same time, all activities are recorded and updated in the data system to ensure traceability for inspection by authorities when arriving at port. An indispensable thing is strict regulations on fish size. Only those with the right weight will be kept. Small fish will be released back to the sea to preserve the long-term resources of fishing vessels. must comply with the annual catch quotas depending on the region and the specific species of cod. For example, Atlantic cod, Greenland cod or Pacific cod. Each species has its own specific habitat and different spawning schedule, so the fishing schedule must also be flexibly adjusted according to the season to avoid affecting the regeneration cycle of the cod population in winter. Fishing becomes more severe. The north wind blows strongly. Each wave is as high as a wall, hitting the side of the ship, causing all operations on the deck to be carried out very carefully in the freezing cold. So cold that hands touching metal can cause frostbite. Sailors must work in shifts, each shift lasting 6 to 8 hours, alternating continuously day and night, regardless of sleep time, becoming short and intermittent under the dim light and the roar of the engine echoing in the middle of the ocean. In the short moments of rest, they often sit together, drinking a cup of hot coffee, telling stories about life at sea, or looking out at the vast space in front of them, where only the sea and the sky become one. They understand that each cod caught is not just a fish. The result of labor is also a testament to the endurance and courage in the face of cruel nature. When the trip ends and the ship docks, the bales of cod are transferred to shore and distributed to processing plants or exported to international markets. The journey from the cold sea to the dining tables of millions of people around the world is an arduous process, behind which is the silent diligence of the seafarers. For them, catching cod is not only a livelihood but also a part of their flesh and blood at the fishing port. Refrigerated trucks line up to receive each tray of cod, which is carefully unloaded and transferred to temporary storage before being taken to processing plants. Depending on market requirements, the fish will be processed into many different forms, from frozen fillets to smoked cod, salted cod or canned for export to Europe, America and Asia. Processing must strictly comply with international food safety and hygiene standards to ensure the final product is of the highest quality. During the process, parts such as bones and internal organs are also fully utilized without waste. For example, fish heads are used to cook broth. Internal organs and skin can produce fish oil or animal feed. Some large companies also extract collagen from fish skin to serve the cosmetics or medical industries. All of these create a closed value chain in the cod fishing and processing industry, helping to maximize profits and minimize resource loss. In addition to economic benefits, cod fishing activities are also associated with the responsibility of protecting the marine environment. International organizations and governments of countries with cod habitats all apply strict monitoring systems from satellites to sea observatories. Fishing vessels must be equipped with ash positioning devices to record electronic logs and report yields in real time to avoid overfishing and ensure transparency in the exploitation of fishery resources. At the same time, marine biological research is continuously conducted to update the status of cod populations, thereby adjusting quotas each year appropriately in the fishing community, especially in the Nordic countries. Cod fishing also carries cultural elements and national identity. Every season when the sea opens, there is a small festival where people gather to see off the ships and wait for their return with pride and hope. It is not only a journey to make a living but also a continuation of many generations living in harmony with the sea. Today, when technology develops, some fishing vessels also apply artificial intelligence to analyze oceanographic data to forecast cod migration and optimize fishing performance. Camera and sensor systems real-time monitoring helps fishermen minimize risks in bad weather conditions while improving safety during work. No matter how modern technology is, the human factor still plays a central role because it is their courage, experience and deep love for the sea that has preserved and passed on the flame of the fishing profession through many generations. Stories about stormy nights, times of pulling nets to catch big fish, or even painful losses have all become a part of vivid memories imprinted in the lives of coastal people and thereby creating the soul of the cod fishing industry. A profession that is both harsh and glorious, and only those who are truly attached can fully understand the value and pride it brings with the global growth in demand for nutritious white fish. Cod has become an increasingly strategic commodity in the world's seafood industry thanks to its smooth white meat with few bones and a mild flavor that is easy to prepare. Cod is used in countless dishes from soups to stews to grilled, fried or made into sushi and sashimi. Especially in Europe, salted cod is considered a traditional dish, especially in Portugal, Spain and Italy, where each family has its own recipe passed down from generation to generation. This widespread popularity has posed a significant challenge to exploitation activities when increased demand can easily lead to the risk of overfishing, pushing cod populations to the brink of decline or extinction. Therefore, international coordination in cod resource management has become more urgent than ever. Multinational agreements such as NAFO or NEAFC have been established to divide quotas. Monitor fishing activities and protect sensitive spawning areas, especially during the spawning season. These waters will be completely closed to fishing so that the fish can have conditions. Natural recovery conditions. In many countries, fishermen are required to attend annual training courses to update their knowledge of marine environmental protection and sustainable fishing laws before being licensed to continue operating. This creates a new generation of fishermen who are not only good at their jobs but also have a deep sense of responsibility to protect the ocean for the future. In addition, many sustainable certification programs such as MSC are applied. Cod caught according to these standards will be labeled green when put on the market, helping consumers easily recognize and choose products of environmentally friendly origin. Modern consumer trends increasingly prioritize clean, safe products and are responsible for nature. Therefore, fishing vessels and businesses that apply sustainable fishing methods will have a higher competitive advantage in the international market. Along with the pressure to survive at sea is the silent pride of people who have devoted their lives to the profession. They understand that to maintain a long-term profession, they cannot rely solely on exploitation but must also know how to preserve and respect the ocean. Every cod fish pulled up in the air, not only a product unit but also the result of harmony between man and nature. A worthy reward for honest labor in the midst of the storms of the sea. In every drop of sweat and every callus of the fisherman is a long story about perseverance and infinite love for the profession. Those stories, although not told in words, are silently spread through generations from father to son, from small boats to large ships, becoming an endless flow of cod fishing, a profession that carries within it the spirit of the sea in the coastal fishing villages of northern Europe, Canada and Alaska, where winters are long and ice covers the ground. Cod fishing is not only a livelihood but also a cultural source for the entire community. Every season at sea is a ceremonial journey. Sailors in thick cloaks prepare offerings to the sea, burn incense, and pray for a safe journey and a bountiful harvest. The village elder or captain reads prayers amidst the howling sea breeze. This ritual is not only superstition but also a way for people to show respect to the ocean. With powerful natural forces always present during the difficult journey, families send their loved ones off to sea with anxious but also trusting eyes. Children stand on the dock, watching the ship's silhouette gradually disappear into the distance, carrying hope and pride for their fathers and brothers who are facing the sea with courage and a strong heart. When the fishing season ends, the fishing village bustles back to the dock, bringing fresh produce and strange stories from the sea. The fishing port becomes bustling with buyers and sellers. Bustling sails, the sound of calling each other mixed with the sound of machines and the smell of sea salt wafting everywhere. Local people gather together to process and dry cod in preparation for the long cold winter ahead. Memories associated with the smell of cod smoke hanging on the attic porch. Reminiscent of a cozy childhood by the family fire in many cultural regions. Cod also has spiritual value and is a symbol of prosperity and luck in Norway. The Cod Festival is held annually in the city of Ålesund, attracting tens of thousands of visitors to enjoy traditional dishes and watch the reenactment of ancient fishing scenes in the heart of the city. The festival is not only an opportunity to promote tourism but also a way to honor the seafaring profession and the workers who silently preserve the sea for future generations. In the thick fog in the middle of the vast ocean, ships still quietly sail the waves every day to find new cod. The journey is not only to make a living but also a continuation with nature, with history and with the belief of people that as long as they are still attached associated with the sea, the cod will forever be a symbol of life, of lasting hope in an ever-changing world. And amidst the constant modernization of the fishing industry, cod still holds an irreplaceable position thanks to its superior adaptability and high economic value. New scientific research is constantly being carried out to better understand the biological behavior of cod, such as the reproductive cycle, seasonal migration routes and their response to climate change. Oceanographers use microchips on individual fish to track the movement of fish schools in real time, providing accurate data for planning fishing areas and conservation. Meanwhile, the shipbuilding industry and processing technology are also witnessing a strong transformation. Today's modern cod fishing vessels are designed with durable hulls that can withstand thick ice and large waves. The cockpit integrates a 3D sonar, deep scanning radar, satellite positioning system and even artificial intelligence to analyze signals on the seabed to identify areas with high fish density, thereby reducing fishing time and saving fuel. On the other hand, processing plants use production lines, highly automated from the sorting, washing, cutting, filling to packaging and labeling stages, all ensure the quality of cod is maintained while still meeting the strict testing standards of major markets such as the EU, Japan or the US. Modern consumers are not only interested in the quality of the food but also pay attention to the sustainable journey of the product from the sea to the table. MSC labels or green certifications are now not just stickers but a commitment to environmental ethics and social responsibility. Fishermen who were once only familiar with trawl nets and hand lines have now learned to use phone apps to track quotas, receive warnings of restricted waters or send production reports via satellite. They have become digital fishermen of the 21st century, both carrying long-standing traditions and adapting to the new era. It is this combination that has created a new cod fishing industry that is more stable and professional, but still retains the soul of the traditional profession. No matter how the world's seafood industry changes in the future, the image of ships overcoming storms to find cod in the cold The calloused hands of the fisherman tenderly holding each silvery white fish will still be a sacred symbol of the bond between man and the ocean. A relationship woven with sweat, courage and an endless love for the sea in the near future. The cod fishing industry is also expected to become a model for sustainable global seafood development thanks to its ability to balance reasonable exploitation and ecological conservation. Many countries are investing heavily in smart tracking systems using unmanned satellites and blockchain technology to monitor the entire supply chain from when the fish is in the sea until it reaches the consumer. Each cod can carry a unique identification code recording the time of capture, the coordinate location, the name of the vessel and the method of exploitation. This not only helps